right now we've got our background layer and we can accidentally move it. So we hit Command Z, then we can lock it. And we see this little lock? If you click right here, you add a lock. And see how the cursor changes into this? You can't write here. There's nothing you can do. Conversely, this thing, I can lock it with Command 2. And that's under Object. Well, you can't see it because nothing is highlighted. We have to go Option Command 2 in order to unlock it. And then it's under Object Lock. And there's Selection, but all artwork above and other layers, this is killer when you have a bunch of different layers. So the idea that you can lock right here with the brute force single lock, that's very useful. This other lock up here, Object, when you have something selected and you saw the options, that provides all kinds of other options. So for right now, I'm just going to add 3 layers. I'm going to hit Command L 3 times. And I want to, on layer 2, I want to add a long rectangle that has a different fill color. And we're going to talk about color harmonies. This is going to be hideous because I'm not even thinking about what color I'm using. So there. And we can double click on the name and call it, rectangle. Okay, now, what if we lock that thing? This is going to be problematic because, we'll get to it. Now, I want to make a circle. So we're going to get the ellipse tool, and we moved up to layer 3. You always have to be on a layer. If we're down here on this lock layer, I can't do anything. Hey, what's wrong? Illustrator's broke. No, Illustrator is honoring your decision to lock a layer. You have to move to a layer that's unlocked. And let's pick a different color. And this is going to be sad. They are kind of pastel, so it may not look that bad. So if you start dragging, hey, I don't want the Playtone record label. I want a circle. And you can get this out here and it'll snap eventually. See that? That's a circle. Or you can hold down Shift, which you draw a circle perfectly. But you can't let go of the cursor before you let go of Shift. I mean, you have to let go of the cursor. Hold down Shift, let go of the cursor, and then let go of Shift. Then you have a perfect circle. And so we'll rename this layer Circle. And let's say we'll lock that. And then up here, I want a grid. I want a grid, and I want a whole bunch of little squares. Okay, so same thing with the circle. I want to draw a square, hold down Shift. Hold down Shift. And say I want that. And then I want a different color because we already got that color, So let's go somewhere else. Find, we've already got that. So we'll come up. Shoot. We'll say that. Say okay. And now we get the black arrow again. Now watch this. Watch. I'm not going to grab. I'm actually going to zoom in here a little bit. I'll teach you this shortcut later. Actually, it was, you might have seen it. Command, spacebar, gives me the zoom tool. Just the spacebar gives me the hand. I can move this around. Okay. We got to change Spotlight's shortcut because otherwise bad things will happen. So now, without getting in these corners, I'm going to click and start to drag, but then I'm going to hold down Option. And see, I'm making a copy, and then I'm going to add Shift to the Option and pull this out and let go. Then I'm going to hit Command 0. Command 0 says, show me my artboard. And then I don't want to do this a whole bunch of times. I want to use Illustrator intelligently to make my grid for me. I hit Command D a whole bunch of times. And then I want to select all these guys. I'm going to click and drag out. Or some of you are thinking, right? We can name this grid. Right now it's just a line of boxes. It's not a grid. And I can select it with the meatball, right? Look, I just selected it. And then I can start dragging, hold down Option, hold down Shift, come down, and pick the spot, and then hit Command D. Maybe one more time. And then use that meatball and move this up. And let's say I want to center this. How do I center this on the artboard? Might as well go all out. So they're all selected. I'm going to group them. Object, group. Where's it at? See, I never go up here. It's Command G is what it is. Now they're grouped. Now I can align. And my align is right here. I want to align to artboard. And then you saw those options right here. It aligned to selections, what it chose. I want to align to artboard, center this horizontally and vertically, and it's dead center in the screen. And now you might say, I don't like this color back here and this color back right here. I want this color to be a different color. So now you got them selected. They're all grouped, and you can pick some other color and say, but man, that's in the way. I don't like how this turned into a grid here. Well, we can move the layer stack. We can move it again. And now, maybe I want that circle below the rectangle. Maybe I'm going to lock that grid and unlock the circle and move the circle. And maybe I want it above the rectangle now because I changed my mind. And this rectangle, you know, what if I unlocked it and, oh no, I unlocked my grid. Unlock the rectangle, and I wanted to maybe rotate this and scale it. Now I want it a little longer. I want it to come over here. You know, so you kind of get that working on different layers with these objects is a lot easier than working on one layer. And I didn't spend a lot of time working on using Command 2, and I intended to show you unlock all these, click and drag down. See, I just clicked and dragged. Now everything's unlocked. Now I'll select the background, and then Object. Now when we go to lock, we have all of the other selections here. So not that you're going to use these right now. And this composition, these colors, what I got here, this is terrible. It looks awful. It's not balanced. There's no color harmonies. It's awful. But it's not, the purpose wasn't to look good. The purpose was to teach you a couple quick skills and help you understand how the layer stack becomes really cool. Now the background layer should always stay on the bottom, because if you move the background layer, you know, things start disappearing. You can figure that out though, right? Okay, have some fun, create something, you know, play around. And here, pro tip, don't use this. You're going to love it. Whoa, look at that. That's so cool. It's awful. It's awful. And now, you know, I've set you loose and you're going to use it. At least use it on layers and figure out how to use this correctly. Have some fun. Spend some time, explore, practice locking, unlocking, locking by clicking and dragging and discovering you can't do anything when all the layers are locked. Have fun.